Douglas.
Here.
Burke.
Present.
Rodriguez.
Present.
Singh.
Present.
Rodriguez.
Here.
Saban.
Here.
Kupo.
Present.
Haywood. Williamson. Hannah.
Here.
Miller. Santiago. Crespo. Ponzo.
Here.
Tola. Edwards. Absalom Smith. Winter. Morrison.
Here.
Walter Myers.
Here.
Hamilton.
Here.
Marshall.
Here.
Joaquin. Furlong.
Here.
Strickland.
Here.
Wingate.
Present.
Smith.
A quorum has been established. We'll now have divine guidance from order from Ward 12.
Madam President, please be seated. Currently, points, if you find interesting, a little education. There's no day. Each day that we awaken is an important day. We should all wake up with a positive attitude. We should never start our day by being angry. We should recall our last bad day and think about how we could maybe prevent that from happening again. One of our tasks today should be to make others feel good. We should show respect to others as well as our adversaries. You should never end the day being angry. And above all, we should consider each day our last. Live it productively. Because there is no day more important than today. Thank you.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President, and I move approval of the journal of the September 19, 2022 regular meeting of the Board of Aldermen.
Second.
The item has been moved in second. Discussion, are there any corrections to the journal? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item passes. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Under unanimous consent, I ask you to see items 1 through 5, 1, tax collector, order of tax refunds October 3rd, 2022, 2, order concerning real property taxes, Kendra Hayden, motivated tax accounts 955-283-72095 and 72618. Reorder concerning real property taxes of Emma K. Jones, motivated tax account 6975955. Order concerning real property taxes of Gabriel A. Damos, motivated tax account 7 897 264 934 026 957 578 957 579 and 957 580. And 5, order concerning real property taxes of Danielle S. Williams on morbid tax accounts 755-345-771-862 and 96557.
Is there anyone going to deny unanimous consent? Seeing none, Mr. Majority Leader.
I move these items.
Second.
The items have been moved in second. Discussion. Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item passes. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I ask UC on item number 6, tax abatement favorable, A and B. A, order abating deferring collection of real property taxes due from James C. Onofrio on his residence grand list of 2020 and 2021. B, order abating deferring collection of real property tax due from Cheryl Iceland Antunes on her residence grand list of 2021.
Is there anyone going to deny unanimous consent? Seeing none, Mr. Majority Leader.
I move these items.
Second.
The items have been moved in second. Discussion. Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item passes. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I ask you to see item number 7 from the Deputy Chief Administrative Officer submitting an order approving the street closure of Bishop Street from Orange Street to State Street for a community block party on Saturday, October 8th, 2022, from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. with a rain date of October 9th.
Is there anyone going to deny unanimous consent? Seeing none, Mr. Majority Leader.
I will, yeah. Second.
The item has been moved in second. Discussion. Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item passed, Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Under communications, I move items 8 through 20. Under first reading, I move items 20 through. Bringing us to our second readings, 23. I move finding favorable 23A, order of the Board of Aldermen of the City of New Haven, including the office of the city clerk, to enter into a multi-year lease agreement with Prism Office Solutions from July 1, 2022 to September 30, 2027 for cost per copy and copier management services for public photocopy services.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
The item has been moved in second. Discussion. I call on order from Ward 25.
Thank you, Madam President. This request would enable the city clerk's office to continue to provide a self-service copier used by residents and visitors researching information from the land records. On September 12th, the Finance Committee heard this request and voted to give it a favorable recommendation. I ask colleagues to vote in support of this item. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item passes, Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Continuing with finance favorable, I move item 23B, or this amendment adopting changes to Article 18 pension of the Executive Management and Confidential Employees Personnel and Procedures manual clarifying the pension benefits of the positions of Chief of Staff, Budget Director, and Chief Technology Officer, and including the City Budget Director, Chief Technology Officer, and Manager of Human Resources and Benefits as key employees.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
The item has been moved in second. Discussion. I call on order from Ward 25.
Thank you, Madam President. The administration requests approval of 2 changes to the Executive Management and Confidential Employees Manual. The first would update the language governing the pension benefits for the Chief of Staff, Budget Director, and Chief Technology Officer. It would have the effect of removing a historic disadvantage for staff hired into these positions who have risen through the ranks and who had formerly held positions represented by one of the unions. The second change would add the positions of City Budget Director, Chief Technology Officer, and Manager of Human Resources and Benefits to the key employees list. This would enable the administration to hire new employees for these positions at salaries more commensurate with their experience and more competitive with other municipalities in the state and region. The Finance Committee heard this item at its September 12th meeting and voted to give it a favorable recommendation. I urge colleagues to vote in favor of this ordinance amendment. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, this is the ordinance amendment. I'll have the city town clerk take the roll.
Guzman,
Yes.
Douglas,
Yes.
Perk,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Singh,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Saban,
Yes.
Pupo,
Yes.
Vesta,
Yes.
Haywood, Antunes,
Yes.
Santana,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Santiago, Crespo, Hunzo,
Yes.
DePaula, Edwards, Absalom Smith, Winter, Morrison,
Yes.
Walker Myers,
Yes.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Marshawn,
Yes.
Rakeem, Furlow,
Yes.
Pickland,
Yes.
Wingate,
Yes.
Smith.
Is there anyone who have been voted willing to vote? Is there anyone who have voted willing to change their vote? Seeing none, item passed, Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Under finance favorable, I move item 23B, ordinance amendment adopting changes to article. So, I'm sorry, I move item 23C, because we did 23B already. C, ordinance amendment to appropriating ordinance number 1 of the Board of Aldermen approving fiscal year 2022 to 23, budget seeking approval for the reclassification of general fund positions within the Human Resources Office, Office of the Assessor, Parks and Public Works Department, and Police Department.
Do I hear a second? There we go. Item has been moved in second. Discussion. I call on order from Ward 25.
Thank you, Madam President. This ordinance amendment would change currently vacant positions to higher level job titles more in line with the department's requirements. This would also make the positions more attractive and easier to fill in this challenging job market. The Finance Committee heard this request at the September 12th meeting and voted to give it a favorable recommendation. I encourage colleagues to vote in favor of this request. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, this is the ordinance amendment. I have the city town clerk take the roll.
Kuznick,
Yes.
Douglas,
Yes.
Hurt,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Singh,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Saban,
Yes.
Pupo,
Yes.
Festa,
Yes.
Haywood, Anjun,
Yes.
Santana, Miller, Santiago, Crespo, Punzo,
Yes.
DeCola, Edwards, Absalom Smith, Winter, Morrison,
Yes.
Walker Myers,
Yes.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Marshon,
Yes.
Raheem, Furlow,
Yes.
Strickland,
Yes.
Wingate,
Yes.
Smith.
Is there anyone who haven't voted wishing to vote? Is there anyone who have voted wishing to change their vote? Seeing none, item passes, majority leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I move item 23D under finance favorable order of Aldermen of the City of New Haven authorizing the execution of the Board of Education agreement with School Mint Incorporated for the period of July 1, 2022 to July 30, 2025.
Second.
The item has been moved in second. Discussion. I call on order from Ward 25.
Thank you, Madam President. The Board of Education requests approval to enter into an agreement with School Mint Incorporated to provide a new software program to assist with the school assignment process. The cost of this agreement would be less than paying the contractor to maintain the current outdated system, which is no longer supported. The Finance Committee heard this request on September 12th and voted to give it a favorable recommendation. I ask colleagues to vote to approve it. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion? I call on order from Ward 9. Ward 10.
Thank you, Madam President. I understand in opposition of this item. It was very disappointing to learn that an RFP was not completed. And the whole process of the RFP is to try and save money, and we don't know if we would have saved money on this item because an RFP wasn't done. And if we were to save money, that's extra money for our students, and it could have been used for something else. So knowing that there was time for an RFP process to occur, yet was extremely disappointing. And perhaps we need to put a process in place for that to occur on all locations. It's something that we as a board recommend and request for most of our departments, and we should be doing the same and holding the Board of Ed also responsible for taking those actions. So I stand in opposition of this item. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Any abstentions? Item passes, majority leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Continuing on the finance favorable, I move item 23E, order of the New Haven Board of Aldermen to read and file a communication titled request to the Board of Aldermen to review and investigate the policies and procedures related to the awarding contracts at the Board of Education.
Second.
The item has been moved and second. Discussion, I call on order from Ward 25.
Thank you, Madam President. On Monday, September 12th, the Finance Committee heard this item. New Haven Board of Education member Darnell Goldson presented his concerns about how the Board of Education has contracted with outside vendors, including school bus companies. The Finance Committee asked him questions and heard testimony from residents and others. The issues raised in this meeting merit further investigation and consideration by this board. The Finance Committee looks forward to hearing from leadership about next steps in pursuing this matter. In the meantime, the committee voted to recommend that the board read and file this item. I encourage colleagues to vote in favor of the motion to do so. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of giving this item a read and file, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item passes, Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Under miscellaneous, I move item 24, motion to amend items previously adopted. Remote Morrison submitting motion to amend the language concerning 55 Dixon Avenue, originally submitted dated 2017, and is taken out for immediate action.
Second.
The item has been moved and second. Discussion, I call on order from Ward 22.
Thank you, Madam President. I stand before you in support and ask that my colleagues support this item. This item speaks to our legislative agenda as it relates to affordable housing. As we all know, subsidies from the state, federal, all those different places to ensure that are able to live in nice housing. And so this item that was originally voted upon in 2017, we did not have our IZ zoning laws, our inclusionary zoning. And now we do. And this same developer needed to develop 5 more units. And because he needed to develop 5 more units, that put us in a position to ensure that IZ is considered. And so even though this development will have one unit that's affordable, that's definitely a step in the right direction. Today it's 1, tomorrow will be 100. And so I ask this board to please vote for this in support of this, because we need to make sure that we send messages to anyone that wants to develop in our town, that if you're going to develop, you need to automatically come with a mindset that affordable needs to be a part of your project. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item passes, Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Taking on miscellaneous motion to amend matters previously adopted, I move item 25, all boards submitting a motion for immediate action amending the language concerning designation of the city of New Haven as a rehabilitation area and renewing the amending criteria for the eligibility and real property for assessment, deferred and administrative procedures, and adding language that allows projects with existing freedom to participate in the assessment deferral program.
The item has been moved and second. Discussion, I call on order from Ward 22.
Thank you, Madam President. I stand before you proudly because this development, there's a development in my community that I can speak to that is really the first development to fall under a development that did not, I should say, fall under IZ. But these developers came to the door with inclusionary zoning in mind first. And so in doing that, we realized that with the assessment deferral program, by them committing to 60 units or 59 units of this new 175 unit development, they were not eligible. for the assessment deferral program because the language was archaic. The language needed to be clarified. And that's what we're doing tonight. Tonight, we are making sure that any mixed use, because again, this falls under our legislative agenda to ensure that people are not priced out of their communities, that any mixed use apartment complex will have the ability to have affordable and also utilize the assessment deferral program. And so everyone benefits. Our residents benefit because, so often developers, again, we don't have the subsidies from the state and federal government. Developers come in, they buy low and they sell high. But this way, we're gonna make sure that the residents, they have an opportunity to stay in their communities. And by making sure that this language is clear, that when developers go into agreements for affordable, that they also have the incentive to make sure that their market rate is also protected. So I ask you, as members of this board, to support this item. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item passed. And before a motion to adjourn is appropriate, I will call on points of personal privilege. I will call on order for Ward 12.
Thank you, Madam President. First, I'd like to ask our colleagues here to keep in mind, along from the 30th ward is out here tonight due to a death in the family. Secondly, people probably don't know, but we have 2 police officers who are presently suffering in stage 4 cancer and being treated right now. I don't want to mention any names, I don't think it's appropriate. So keep them in your thoughts and prayers. And for those still living, this month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And keep in mind that it's not only women who get breast cancer, it's men as well. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. Before I call on the next order for point of personal privilege, I would like everyone to welcome the Girl Scouts. They're back. They're joining us. I will now call on order from Ward 22.
Thank you, Madam President. I would just like to make sure that everyone knows in regards to the item that we just amended on Ashland and Canal. There's going to be a construction job here on with RJ Development and Right and Turn. It's going to be on October 19th. In Dixon at the Q House at 6:30. So if anyone has, if you're a laborer, if you're a small business, please come to this job fair because we definitely want to make sure and RJ Development is 100% committed to make sure that residents in our community also have this opportunity to build the building along with live in the building. So please let your constituents know. Thank you.
Are there any more points of personal privilege? I call on order for Ward 6.
Thank you, Madam President. And we all know that our Alder Edwards not here. I'm not going to do his great job, but I want to remind everyone, October 27th, we are going to have a Right and Hispanic Gala. Tickets are still available in the office. Please come join us as a family. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate what we raise the money for the community, for our students, for our seniors. So come on and support. Bring your family, call a friend, and let's buy these tickets. Thank you, Madam President.
Are there any more points of personal privilege? Seeing none, the motion to adjourn. Motion has been made in second. Discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? We are adjourned. Good night, everyone. Stay safe. Starts, right? Right, okay. And I will be right in the back in a couple of minutes to talk to the Girl Scouts. Can you hear me?
Yep, you muted
How about
yourself. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, I will be back in a couple of minutes to talk to the Girl Scouts. Yeah. Put that thing away. Drop it.
Thank you, sir.